are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan and the leader of the Iranian Revolution review the historical relations and strong ties between the two friendly countries. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the Iranian President direct in a joint communiqué the signing of the strategic cooperation document between the two countries as they welcome the culture of dialogue in the region to settle the outstanding issues. His Majesty the Sultan arrives to the homeland after a two-day official visit to the Islamic Republic of Iran. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq this morning met with His Eminence Ali Khamenei, leader of the revolution in the Islamic Republic of Iran, in his office in Tehran, in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. During the meeting, they reviewed the bilateral relations between the two countries and emphasized the keenness of the two sides to strengthen the historical relations and strong ties between the two friendly people, as well as discussing a number of issues of common concern. From the Omani side, the meeting was attended by His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, and His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, the Foreign Minister. While on the Iranian side, it was attended by His Excellency Dr. Hussein Amir Abdullahian, Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ihsan Khandouzi, Minister of Economy and Finance, Head of the Mission of Honor, His Excellency Ali Baghiri, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Political Affairs, His Excellency Ali Najafi, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, and a number of Iranian officials. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq left this evening the Islamic Republic of Iran after an official two-day visit. Upon his departure from Mehrabad Airport, His Majesty the Sultan was seen off by His Excellency Dr. Mohammad Reza Mukhbir, First Vice President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, His Excellency Ihsan Khandouzi, Minister of Economy and Finance, Head of the Mission of Honor, His Excellency Ali Najafi, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, and His Excellency Ambassador Ibrahim bin Ahmed Al Muaini, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman, accredited to the Islamic Republic of Iran. His Majesty sent a cable of thanks and appreciation to His Excellency the Iranian President upon his departure, in which His Majesty the Sultan expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to His Excellency for the warm reception and generous hospitality that His Majesty and his accompanying delegation received during the visit, praising the results achieved by the visit, the talks and the meetings, which will have a positive impact on strengthening the deep-rooted friendship between the two countries, and for the benefit of the Omani and Iranian people with prosperity and development, praying to the Almighty Allah to grant His Excellency good health, wellness, and a long life to achieve more aspirations of the friendly Iranian people towards progress and prosperity. During his visit, His Majesty the Sultan was accompanied by a high-ranking official delegation comprising His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Head of the Private Office, His Excellency Abdul Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investment Authority, His Excellency Qais bin Mohammed bin Musa Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Nasser Al Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals, Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis Al Raisi, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, His Excellency Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Abdullah Al Hanai, the Ambassador at Large in the Foreign Ministry, and His Excellency Ibrahim bin Ahmed Al Muaini, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman, accredited to the Islamic Republic of Iran. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq and His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, directed their governments to work towards reaching and signing a document of strategic cooperation between them in various fields that enhance joint cooperation and mutual benefits within the framework of ways to strengthen relations between the two friendly countries and lay the foundations for preserving their permanence. This came in a joint communiqué between the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran on the occasion of the official visit of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq to the Islamic Republic of Iran. The communiqué indicated that the two sides expressed their satisfaction with the level of bilateral relations, pointing to their increased growth, especially after the recent visit of His Excellency the Iranian President, which took place at the invitation of His Majesty the Sultan last year. It also mentioned the two sides expressed their keenness to expand relations in the future, their support for joint committees and work teams, and the exchange of visits in various fields to follow up the development of their relations. The two sides also emphasized the effective role of the private sector in the two countries to expand the horizons of economic cooperation and expressed their satisfaction with the continuous growth of trade exchange and the increase in joint investments in light of these relations. They welcomed the signing of agreements and memorandums of understanding in the economic, trade, transport, investment, energy, and culture fields, and directed the necessity of activating the existing agreements between the two countries and working to enter into any new agreements that serve their common orientations and interests. The two sides welcomed the consolidation of the culture of dialogue in the region to settle outstanding issues and consolidate relations between neighboring countries in order to achieve the peace and prosperity that all the people of the region aspire to. His Excellency, the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, expressed his great appreciation to His Majesty the Sultan for the wise approach and constructive policies on the regional and international arenas in order to deepen positive bilateral relations and peace and stability in the region. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq also expressed his deep appreciation for the policy of good neighborliness pursued by the 13th Iranian government and considered the rapprochement and cooperation between the countries of the region an important factor for the consolidation of stability and peace in the region. At the end of the visit, His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, expressed his appreciation and pride in the historic visit of His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq arrives in the Sultanate of Oman after a two-day official visit to the Islamic Republic of Iran, in which His Majesty the Sultan met with His Eminence Ali Khamenei, leader of the revolution in the Islamic Republic of Iran, and His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Raisi, President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Upon his arrival at Royal Airport, His Majesty the Sultan was received off by His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, His Highness Sayyid Yazan bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, His Highness Sayyid Taimur bin Asad Al Saeed, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the Central Bank of Oman, His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al Khalili, Chairman of the State Council, His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, His Excellency Sayyid Ahmoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, His Excellency Sayyid Mohammed bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Judiciary, His Excellency Nasser bin Ahmoud Al-Kindi, Secretary General of the Royal Court of Affairs, Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Muhsin Al-Shariqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, His Excellency Lieutenant General Saeed bin Ali Al-Hilali, Head of the Internal Security Services, His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Ahmoud Al-Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Saeed Al-Ma'mari, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, Major General Matar bin Salim Al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman, Air Vice Marshal Khamis bin Hamad Al-Ghafri, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser Al-Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, Major General Musallam bin Mohammed bin Taman Jadoub, Commander of the Sultan's Special Force. During the visit, His Majesty the Sultan is accompanied by a high-ranking official delegation comprising of His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, His Excellency Sultan bin Salim Al Habsi, Minister of Finance, His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Head of the Private Office, His Excellency Abdul Salam bin Mohammed Al Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investment Authority, His Excellency Qais bin Mohammed Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, His Excellency Salim bin Nasser Al Aufi, Minister of Energy and Minerals, Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis Al Raisi, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Abdullah Al Hanai, the Ambassador at Large in the Foreign Ministry, and His Excellency Ibrahim bin Ahmed Al Muaini, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman, accredited to the Islamic Republic of Iran. Municipal Council in the Governorate of Dhofar discussed a number of issues related to the usufruct of some lands to develop the municipal services in the Governorate. It came during the fifth round meeting of the Council, which also discussed implementing investment projects and the opportunities for small and medium enterprises. It also reviewed proposals forwarded from the Dhofar municipality on humanization of cities and prepare an environment that enhance in developing the quality of life of the individual and family, in addition to plans to activate allocated lands for the parks in various wilayas in the governorate of Dhofar. His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki Al Said, Governor of Dhofar, Chairman of the Council, chaired the meeting. The first forum for elderly care in the Sultanate of Oman has recommended the issuance of a law protecting the elderly and a national strategy for aging. The first Oman Forum for Elderly Care recommended the need to issue a law to protect the elderly and a national strategy for aging in line with economic, social, cultural, and health changes. The forum called for the enactment of the legislation allowing the establishment of private institutions and bodies concerned with caring for the elderly, whether inside or outside the family, facilitating the establishments of clubs and associations that serve this category of citizens, and encouraging the establishments of centers for specific short or long-term care. The forum stressed the importance of supporting civil associations that are based on caring for serving the elderly with financial or in-kind facilities and taking care of the observations made by these associations to enhance their role towards providing the best services for this group. The forum recommended the importance of taking into account the needs of the elderly when designing and planning smart cities and public facilities and devising an advanced comprehensive health program that provides health care for aging diseases. The first Oman Forum for Elderly Care was organized by Ayun Digital newspaper and platform in cooperation with Ihsan Association, aims to spread community awareness on the health, physical, and psychological importance of the elderly and to enhance their status in society, including providing the necessary care. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology and the Ministry of Defense today signed a memorandum of cooperation in the field of investigating aircraft accidents and coordinating between competent authorities in a manner that achieves safety for air transport in the Sultanate of Oman. The MOC was signed by His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Ahmoud Al-Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, and His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Nasser Al-Za'abi, Secretary General at the Ministry of Defense. The National Bioethics Committee today held its first meeting of the year. The panel discussed a number of topics, including a proposal to organize training in the field of communication skills for medical and paramedical staff. The committee also studied a proposal to host the forthcoming meeting of the Middle East Regional Office of National Bioethics Committees on the 14th-15th of June 2023. The meeting is scheduled to be held in cooperation with the World Health Organization and the UNESCO and the Regional Office for the Eastern Mediterranean region. The committee also discussed preparations for an intellectual forum and a third international conference on similar issues. The meeting was chaired by His Highness Sayyid Dr. Fahd bin Al-Julanda Al-Said, Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University, Chairman of the committee. Still to come on News Bulletin. Oman Energy Association OPAL organizes Oman Road Safety Forum 2023. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Office of the Dhahra Governor signed 4 agreements to implement various services and development projects in the wilayas of the governorate. The first agreement stipulates the establishment of 1,600 meters long walkway in Hayy al-Nahda in the wilaya of Abri, including a children's park, seating benches, and a bicycle track. A memorandum of understanding was also signed between Al-Dhahra Governorate and Dalil Petroleum Company to finance a number of projects in the governorate. The agreement's total cost exceeds $1 million Omani riyals. They came within the governorate's plan for the year 2023-2024. The Municipal Council of Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate held its 5th meeting of this year. During the meeting, various services, development, and social matters were discussed, and several proposals were presented. Health services in the governorate were among the most prominent topics discussed in the meeting. The Municipal Council also hosted the Director General of the General Directorate of Education in Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate to discuss different education-related matters and suggestions in the governorate. Oman Energy Association OPAL today organized Oman Road Safety Forum 2023. The forum was presided over by His Excellency Engineer Khamis bin Mohammed Al-Shumaykhi, Undersecretary of the Ministry of Transport, Communication and Information Technology for Transport, and we have more details in the following report.
Oman Road Safety Forum 2023 shed light on the trend of road traffic accidents in Oman, as well as the energy sector over the past 5 years, and identify opportunities for improvements through the adoption of the OPAL Road Safety Strategy 2023-2030.
This is quite an important forum, and safety in general and road safety in particular is a topic that's a core value for us in the energy sector and in Oman Shell. Today, I think, is an opportunity to celebrate the fantastic progress that has been achieved in improving road safety on the streets of Oman, whether it's in urban areas or in the energy sector concession areas. I think Oman has more than halved the total number of serious motor vehicle incidents and fatalities over the last 10 years, which is an enormous achievement. And the work today needs to be around the gaps that still remain and the challenges that still remain to take that number from what it is today, around 400 to 500 fatalities per year, down to zero with the collective efforts of the industry.
The event also included a discussion panel on challenges on roads and the numbers of accidents and fatalities. The panel also reviewed how OPAL's strategy contributes to reducing the number of dangers on roads.
This is one of the priorities for the whole energy sector, is that we reduce as much as possible and reach the zero target of fatalities related to vehicles incidents. The forum today is discussing the best applications when it comes to technologies that we can introduce to enhance safety, as well as better programs for development and training for all vehicles drivers.
The forum discussed various topics of interest, including the changes in the OPAL Road Safety Standard 2nd Edition, fatigue management technologies, private commuting, the alternative One Drive project.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan and the leader of the Iranian Revolution reviewed the historical relations and strong ties between the two friendly countries. His Majesty the Sultan and His Excellency the Iranian President direct in a joint communique the signing of strategic cooperation document between the two countries as they welcome the culture of dialogue in the region to settle outstanding issues. His Majesty the Sultan arrives to the homeland after a two-day official visit to the Islamic Republic of Iran. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here at the newsroom, and the series is good night and stay safe.